In Africa, there are rhinos that are being slaughtered for their horns. There are two ways this is being done. The poachers will come up, and after tranquilizing the rhino, they will delicately remove the horn whilst leaving her to bleed to death. Or they take a machete and they remove the top of her snout, leaving the rhino for dead. These creatures should not be harvested this way. It is so cruel and inhumane. There are reserves in Africa that are meant for the rhino species and other endangered species there. And they have the technology of drones and helicopters and rangers looking out for these poachers to protect these rhinos. And yet poachers are getting into the preserve and shooting them still, and taking their horns just because they believe that there is some medical or spiritual or emotional property in a medical sense that these horns provide, and none of it is true. And this problem has been going on for centuries, and it is now that the rhinos are down to 5 species, and all of them are endangered or worse. It needs to be prevented. It needs to be stopped. Though every time we have tried one method or another, it hasn't worked. It's illegal to sell and trade exotic animal parts. Though these poachers are selling them on the black market, they don't care if it's illegal. We're looking at losing the rhino population instead of in a couple of hundred years to decrease in habitat. We are looking at losing the rhino species entirely in 30 to 40 years at this rate. We're trying to find a solution that works, and there are only a few that we can think of that can actually prevent this. One of them would be to start harvesting the rhinos and removing their horns without hurting or damaging them in a more humane way to control the market and prevent the unnecessary slaughter of these creatures. Or we can remove the horns off of every rhino we still have to prevent the poachers from hunting them down for their horns, because at that point there would be no horns for them to collect. Both of these are going to take a lot of time and money and manpower. My thought is to convince China and other countries that are using these horns for these medical reasons that are proven to not actually be real, and to stop repeating the same things their ancestors did that their culture does. And that's going to be a real hard road for us to do. This needs to stop. We as humans have caused more than enough extinction for the creatures we have on this planet. Examples being the dodo and the Tasmanian tiger. We can't lose more of the animals we have here. We need to protect our planet one way or another. We need to find that solution, and we need to do it sooner rather than later.